Hello everyone, my name is Chance. Your guys' professor Nick. Obviously he's from, Boston University. Shout out to your professor. But him and my good friend here that you guys know asked me to make this video for you guys. And I'm not gonna hold any punches. Um, and I hate to say it, but in this instance, there is no room for professionalism. There's only reality. I want you guys to know the reality of what really goes on. First of all, if you guys don't know, my name is Chance Wilkins, also more formerly known as the YouTube handle, under the YouTube handle Cyraxx. For the last 8 years, I have been the victim of cyberbullying, online trolling, and harassment, as well as hate and smear campaigns. My story begins in 2017 when I was hanging out with a good friend of mine doing a podcast, hanging out, when this guy named Music Biz Marty showed up in chat one day. Don't know how he found the channel, but hey, it is what it is. And he decided to try to play Mr. Smartass, for lack of better terms. Excuse my French. But he decided to be smart and try to, make snarky comments, and that went on for a while. And I kind of ignored it, and me and my friend kind of ignored it. Until, that went on for about, I'd say 2-3 years. And then during the 4th year is when things got really, really bad. He decided to do something that would change the course of my life for the rest of my life. And it has. It's changed my life for the worse. He decided to try to isolate me from my friends and family in the most crude, cruel, awful way you can do it to a person. This man decided to do an illegal, and I do mean very illegal, thing against me. He decided to pull an illegal entrapment move. And what he did was, he hired this other YouTuber by the name of Mass Troll Mafia, who is not very much liked on the internet at all. She's very hated for a lot of valid and very good reasons. And what he did with her, to me, is I would never wish it on anyone. I would never wish what I've been through on anyone, and what this man did was terrible. He hired her to entrap me illegally. And how he did that was he had her pretend to be an 18-year-old of age female who was interested in me and interested in my work and stuff like that. And over time, while talking, she tricked me into sending certain photos. And once that happened, she sent one back. And then little did I know, she would pull the most vile, evil, disgusting move you could pull on her. She claimed to be underage after sending the photo, which I later found out the photo she sent was actually of her daughter. And I went to the police about it. Nothing got done. And so once that incident happened, my whole life got turned upside down. And I mean, my whole world got turned upside down. From that point on, people would show up to my house, steal things off of my family's porch and from around our house outside. They would, as stupid as it sounds, they would steal no trespassing signs off of our property. And that would also soon escalate into things like people showing up to my house claiming that they know me. Well, at one point, somebody had shot at me through my window back here. As you guys can see right here, my window, we got the curtain up for obvious reasons. They ended up shooting at me, and the bullet ended up missing me and going into my mattress. And the bullet is still there to this very day. Reason why it's still there is I called the police the very next day. They came out and basically said they weren't going to go after the person because they were probably long gone. Okay, understandable. Sorry. Well, after that happened, Music Biz Marty began showing up to my house uninvited and unwelcomed multiple times. First time he left, second time he left after he was confronted by my family because my family was trying to protect me. The third time he showed up, he actually stayed at an Airbnb back here behind my house, which is like catty corner over here, like back this way. And I went over there to confront him calmly. Little did I know that that would lead to me getting beat up severely. And I mean very severely. I had walked away with a broken nose. I had to get it fixed. I had to get it popped back into place. I had a black eye out, the whole 9 yards. The only reason why I survived that assault was because one of my neighbors saw what was going on and screamed at him to get off me. If it wasn't for that neighbor, I probably would have ended up in the hospital. And soon after that, things would escalate when this guy named Tips TV tried to blackmail me and set me up again. What he did was he had one of his little friends pretend to be of age and then underage and then of age again. And I caught on to this very early on. And I told him, look, I know you're of age. Stop screwing around. What's going on? Like, why are you doing this? Well, Tips TV then decided to come in after that whole incident, and he decided to blackmail me. He threatened to help my parents sue me if I did not admit that I was a pedophile. So to protect myself and my family from having to go to court against my dad, I had to give him what he wanted because I figured if I gave him what he wanted, that he would leave me alone. Little did I know that that was the wrong move. Because in my mind, I was just protecting my family and my friends. I was protecting myself from harm. I was protecting myself from an evil person because I didn't want to sit there and have to go to court against my own dad who, yes, he has since disowned me because of the trolling. But there's that part of me that still cared about him. There's that part of me that still loved my dad that didn't want to fight against him. That didn't want to go to court against my own dad. Because I love my dad. Even though he's an asshole, even though me and him do not speak, I still care about him. And I didn't want to have to deal with that. And I figured if I gave this man what he wanted, he would leave me alone. Even though I knew that it was blackmail, I did what I had to do to protect myself and my family. Little did I know that that would soon come around to make things worse. Over the past 2 years, since that incident, I have had several documentaries made about me. At one point, I had actually attempted to self-delete 2 different times because of these people. And yes, I did seek help and I got help and I'm doing much better. I have been relentlessly ridiculed. I have lost my job with the platform that I used to be a part of called Twitch. A lot of you guys might know it. Because of these people, I had lost all my sponsors. I had lost everything because of these people. This next part is one of the hardest parts for me to even talk about, even still, because it's so recent. Over the past couple months, these people have done some very, very vile stuff, beyond what I thought was possible. You see, back in October of last year, I began dating my high school sweetheart, Kira Grave, who, like I said, I've known since high school. And me and her dated, you know, from October of last year up until last month. What these people did was they sent a troll to her, to the place she was staying at, and tricked her into thinking that this dude was a good dude and that I was a bad guy. She left me without saying a word or anything. And to this day, I still get relentlessly ridiculed. Because when I was with her, she has a son named Callum. And to me, because I was there during Callum's entire life, to me, he was my son. You know, I helped to raise him as much as I could from my end. And that's one of the reasons why it hurts so much to talk about that, because when she left, not only did I lose the woman that I loved, I lost somebody that I saw as my son, as my own flesh and blood. And that hurt a lot. But here recently, things have gotten ramped up quite a bit in a very, very bad way. These people have began DDoSing me. They have done several DDoS attacks to the point where I've had to reinstall Windows onto my computer at least 3 different times. These people have bricked 2 of my Xboxes over the last 8 years. I now no longer have an Xbox because of them. And it's been hard. To this day, I still get relentlessly attacked over and over and over. Like, if I go to make a brand new Facebook under a name that, you know, isn't even my name, they still find me. And it's the same thing with YouTube. I make a brand new channel, they somehow find it. These people have done everything from steal my music and go into the fake artist name, Lance Chilkins, which is my name with some of the letters mixed around. They have stolen and copywritten a lot of, if not all of my music that I've released over the last 8 years. These people have made it pretty much impossible for me to get a job, because no one around here wants to hire me because of the things that they've done to me. And these people they've caused my family a lot of pain and heartache. Like I said, I've had friends that have walked away and abandoned me. I've had friends, you know, that I was close to for 17 plus years walk out of my life. I've had family members that I've had to disown because they decided to side with the troll community. Before I was being trolled really, really bad, before it got bad, I was doing stuff like this. This is actually a plaque from 2021 when I had released my first physical album, which is no longer available, sadly, because I ran out of copies.